Brock Lesnar, the 1 in 23-1, the conqueror, the beast incarnate, the man who wants to take me to Suplex City at SummerSlam. Well, Brock, there's a problem with your plan, and it has a way of coming out of nowhere, and it's spelled RKO. Don't believe me? And just try. Try to take me to Suplex City. Come on, Brock. I did.
Lesnar, those clubbing forearms from the ground and pound position.
This is just bare bones trying to bust up your opponent. That's
look at this. Lesnar looking to open up Orton with those elbows.
This is just pure malice.
Those slashing elbows, the clubbing forearms, the beast incarnate in a feeding frenzy.
We're seeing the animalistic tendencies of Brock Lesnar at its core.
Randy Orton might.
Brock has just knocked Randy out.
Oh my God! So close! He kicked out! He kicked out! He kicked out! Smash him! Smash him! Smash him!
Welcome to the Full Nelson Press Podcast, episode 43, WWE SummerSlam 2016 edition. I am the creator of the FullNelsonPress.com. My name is Brandon Kirkpatrick. You can find me on Twitter at JohnnyJonny_Tango. I'm here with Braun Strowman's next opponent, Peter O'Brien. You can also find him on Twitter at MVP360. And of course, you can follow the Full Nelson Press on Twitter at TFNP. Pete, are you ready for WWE SummerSlam 2016?
Now, if anyone listened to our last show and how hyped I was for NXT Brooklyn, no, not at all.
Oh, sour grapes this episode.
I am ready to bury this.
All right, we'll start with the kickoff show, which was 2 hours. I missed it originally. I had to go back and rewatch it the next day. I didn't know.
Okay, now for our fans, I'm just going to flat out come out and tell you, I did not watch it.
Okay.
There's no way I was going to watch 2 hours of a pre-show. I couldn't do it. There's no way.
That's all right, because we're going to fly through this because there's so much to talk about tonight. So the first match of the night was the Vaudevillains, the Ascensions, Breezango versus the Hype Bros, Usos, and American Alpha. Why? If you have 2 hours of a pre-show, why not make this a fun gauntlet match or something like that? Why put them all in at once? Give us something for the 2 hours to watch it. It would be fun to see a gauntlet match with all these tag team partners together.
It doesn't make any sense. That's why, I saw what was on the pre-card. That's why I didn't watch it. They do nothing to forward anybody.
No, not at all.
So who cares?
Aiden English looked like a failed poet. He's got this beard thing going on. His hair's all over the place. He looks homeless.
Well, I think because he went and hit the liquor when Simon Gotch keeps picking fights with everybody.
He just got gotched.
Yep, basically.
The Usos get booed, which, okay, we get that.
Weird.
Okay, so earlier this week, though, they go on Talking Smack, and they talk about how they blame Roman Reigns for them being booed. I've turned on Roman, but I still don't think it was Roman's fault for them being booed. They do the same thing every match. There's nothing original with them anymore. It's the same thing for like 3 years now. Change something, and maybe something else will happen.
Yeah, you guys do the same kicks over and over and over and over again. Then nobody wants to watch you anymore.
The Usos ended up getting the win here, but they did like a tag on Gable to get the win, so it was kind of like a heel thing on them, but it doesn't matter. Moving on to the next match, which is the Dudley Boys versus Neville and Sami Zayn. Why is this happening? Why is Neville and Sami Zayn tagging? I don't remember who won. Dudley Boys retired. So, favorite Dudley Boy moment, Pete?
Power bombing Mae Young off the ramp.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that one.
Easily.
Next, we get the best of 7 series, Sheamus versus Cesaro. Sheamus wins. It's 1-0. You know what? We'll talk about it when it's 6-6. You know, forget it. We're not talking about it now.
So we just have it be 6-6.
Right. So now let's start off with the SummerSlam pay-per-view, gray barricades, and some LED turnbuckle. I kind of like that. I like the new design.
Yeah, they stepped up the old production. But that's about it.
That's the best part of this whole pay-per-view right there.
Yeah, because this pay-per-view sucked.
All right, first match of the night, Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Jericho, which was great booking. Put Enzo and Cass as the first match because they're the hometown heroes. Have them go in, have a great match, have them win, get the crowd uproaring and getting hyped for the rest of this match. But that's not how they do it. They have Enzo Amore and Big Cass lose this match, which just is like foreshadowing the rest of the circus that we get tonight.
I love Jericho and Kevin Owens, but I would have been fine with them losing. But then I also would like, if they lose, then like, where's the power of them being together? So I actually kind of like them winning too.
Yeah, all right.
But it was sloppy. It wasn't that great. It was just not a good match. Like, sorry.
The pay-per-view itself is 4 hours long. The pre-show is 2 hours, so that's 6 hours of wrestling. Let's say the fan shows up early, so they're going to be watching 5 hours of wrestling. If you have show after show after show of matches, the morale of your crowd is going to suck to the point that when you get to the end of this, the crowd has already turned on you. So why not help keep the morale up by throwing them a bone like having their hometown heroes win?
Yep, not WWE's life. Nope. We're here to make your time miserable. Because now we're only paying $9.99 a month, so, like, who really cares?
Right? You got to get that next month's $9.99.
Ugh. Blech.
Next, we get our first cringeworthy backstage segment with Jon Stewart. He's with both the Raw and SmackDown authority figures. Mick Foley's wearing a Hunter Hearst Helmsley shirt under his blazer. That was weird.
I didn't get it. I didn't get that whole segment. That was so bad. And the problem was with SummerSlam, I could not stay awake. I was fighting it so hard.
Oh, so then the New Day shows up to save the day, and they're like, "Hey, Stewart, we have a plan for you," and then walk him down the hallway, and that's the rest of the segment. You know what? I like Jon Stewart on The Daily Show, but in wrestling, I can't stand the guy.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be there, and I'm kind of getting burnt out of the New Day.
What? Blasphemy.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'll say it.
I love him.
I'll say it again.
See, I think your problem, Pete, is that WWE Creative is meddling with this tag team too much, and that's what
They're
you're not
doing
liking.
too many stupid things, too many stupid segments, too many childish. Like, I liked New Day when they were hilarious and, like, sort of poking fun at the crowd, but, like, pushing the envelope, but, like, talking about different things, like, in the world. Now they're just like, oh, hey, Bootios. And I'm like, all right, this is getting old.
I agree with you to a point, but every match they have is entertaining, except for tonight. We'll start off with the next match. The dirtiest diva in the game, Charlotte, gets her rematch against the WWE Women's Champion, Sasha Banks. This time, though, Dana Brooke is banned from ringside.
Yeah. Okay, good. He shouldn't even be with Charlotte, period.
I know. Actually, after this previous Raw, I'd rather see her with the club.
I know, right? She kind of fit that mold, but not according to Luke Gallows' wife. She's not happy about it. But anyways, back to SummerSlam. Like, I don't want to get too far off topic because I hated SummerSlam.
Charlotte, though, sloppy as tonight.
If she couldn't grab Sasha at all, it was just not right. Like at NXT, they had like really good fluid matches. Now it's like they're freaking out. And I'm sorry, like that move in the corner where like Sasha Banks fell, I get it. It was supposed to be a move, but that was awkward. Why even do that?
It was bad. It was really bad. I feel like it just gets worse and worse from here.
It does.
She drops her in that turnbuckle, which looked like she just snaps right on her back and neck. Later, she puts her in this arm lock and then starts yelling at the ref to pin. But Charlotte, you're back to Sasha Banks. Why are you asking her to count the pin?
You have a dad who is a 2-time Hall of Famer. I think you would know the rules.
Yeah, but Charlotte ends up winning this match because she literally cripples Sasha Banks throughout this entire match. PW Mania, they reported that Charlotte got scolded after this match backstage for being so careless with Sasha. Officials were mad due to the fact that she did some moves that could have considered stiff and could have a devastating effects on Sasha's back. In the meantime, Banks, though, did get some good news. They originally reformed that surgery may not be needed, so that puts her return time right around the time of WWE Clash of Champions. So we'll see if she actually shows up or not.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, whatever. I mean, right now, it's... What happened to wrestling? What happened
We
to
were
you guys?
on a really good track.
From NXT to WWE, and then, like, you guys just got to SummerSlam, one of the biggest events in the summer, and you blew it.
You dropped the ball, man.
Next.
Next, we have a backstage segment with the Club, Gallows and Anderson, with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And who else? Finn Balor shows up, but it's just a tease.
Yeah, it's just a tease. Why were there so many backstage segments? You already got enough wrestling happening. Some of these events, like WrestleMania was almost like a work shift
Yeah.
It was like 8 hours.
It really was.
I mean, I like wrestling, but Jesus, I wanted a lunch break.
Well, let's move on to the next match. Intercontinental
Okay.
Championship, The Miz and Maurice. Miz defends his title against Apollo Crews.
Completely forgot this was on the card.
I know, and I blame Apollo.
I do. Like, what is, like, they're trying to get him over now, but, like, that whole build-up for that whole match was so bad. Cause, like, they never featured Apollo in anything with The Miz except for, like, a couple run-ins, but Jesus, what the hell?
Daniel Bryan calling him Apollo Creed overshadowed everything Apollo Crews has done since he's come to the main roster.
Yep, absolutely. Good job, Daniel Bryan, you stupid idiot.
The match was nothing memorable. Of course, Miz tries to walk out of the match because he's the heel. WWE, stop doing that. Every pay-per-view, I have somebody walking out of a match because they don't want to do it anymore. If someone walks out of a match, then they're quitting. They're quitting wrestling.
Yeah, this is getting stupid. You need to make a rule now where if you get counted out, you lose the title, because that's just dumb. That's still one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in wrestling. So, good job. This match was pointless. It was a waste of time because you gave both the wrestlers, like, nothing to work with, so the crowd wasn't invested. So, good job, WWE writing. You really leprechaun that one.
So at the end of this match, Apollo Crews is like getting into the ring from doing something outside. Maurice runs up to him and just goes, "Hey!" That's all she does is just yell, "Hey!" He looks back at her for a second. Miz grabs him and gets a chance to do his skull-crushing finale, and that's how he retains his title. What?
Whatever. Next.
Do you want to talk about Miz and Daniel Bryan?
Oh, we can. Because I really hate Daniel Bryan right now.
There's no gentle way to say it. To me, you wrestle like a coward. You wrestle like somebody who's afraid to get hit. Like
I wrestle like a coward.
You wrestle like a coward.
I'm the one.
If I were to create a wrestler who, to me, like embodies, like when I was an independent guy and I was thinking like, oh, okay, what's the soft WWE style? It would be that. WWE is transformed in the last.
Hold on. You had your chance to talk. You're the one that called me a coward in the wrestling ring. I'm the coward in the wrestling ring.
Yeah.
But let's talk about cowards for 1 second. Okay. The reason I wrestle the way I wrestle is because I can do it day in and day out all the time for 10 plus years. I have never in my career ever have been injured. I don't get injured for 6 months to a year. I am here each and every week. But you sit there and call me a coward? Yeah. I'm the coward. Wait, let me tell you about a coward. Let me tell you about a guy who tells his WWE fans, the people that he loves, that he will be back. He promises them. I promise you, I will be back in 1 year's time to claim this title. But you didn't, Daniel, did you? But I'm the coward. Okay, I'm the one that doesn't love the fans.
If they would let me come back, I would come back.
Oh, if you would? Yeah. You would. You love that WWE ring. You love being wrestling. You love being right in that wrestling ring, and you love wrestling, right? Well, why don't you quit? Why don't you quit and go to the bingo halls with your indie fans?
Okay, I think you need to calm.
No,
that's not what this show's about.
The GM have this. Thank you very much, Renee. This is a great show, but we're talking here. I need to talk to you real quick because the fact is you're the one that calls me the coward, but you're the one that doesn't get in the WWE ring again. No, don't you walk away from me, Daniel. Don't you walk away. I'm the one that loves the fans. I'm the one that loves everyone and everything. You're the one that gets up and walks away every single time. You're the coward. I am not a coward. I am your Intercontinental Champion, and there's a reason I am the title. Reason making this the most relevant, prestigious title that WWE has, and I deserve the respect on SmackDown Live. Get that camera right here. Get that camera right here. Understand that this is day 141 of the never-ending Intercontinental Championship World Tour, and I swear to you, I promise you, it will be the most relevant title on SmackDown Live. I could care less about those little kids on for the tag team titles and the Women's Championship and the WWE Championship. This is my show. My show. And I'm sick of all of you, my GM, sitting there criticizing me, calling me the coward. You're the cowards. I'm the one here day in and day out in that wrestling ring beating people up. Thank you very much.
Daniel Bryan, I don't think people see how much of a bully he is backstage. Watch the Table of Three thing where you hear about the things he's done to Ryback. Watch the stuff on Total Divas, and I know none of that stuff is actually true television, but you can tell how much of a dick Daniel Bryan is to Brie Bella. The guy's an asshole.
Yeah, I lost all respect for him. I don't even care. I can't believe I cheered for him, and I feel like an idiot forever cheering for him. But he's a dude. He is a straight up dude. So Daniel Bryan, F you, buddy. I don't know why the crowd is still over with you, but let's be real. Like, for you to say something about someone being soft and then have the best comeback ever, whether it was real or not, you looked like the tool there, not Miz.
Yeah, you call him a coward, yet you're the bitch who walks off stage.
Yeah, you just proved Miz's point that you just leave. You're an idiot.
I have not said the kindest things about Miz, but I can't deny anything he said in that promo.
No, you can't, because it was all real.
All right, so let's move on to the next match. Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect John Cena goes against Mr. Beat-Up John Cena, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. So, a good match tonight.
Yeah, everyone was, like, really high on it, and I was just watching it, and I'm like, doesn't anybody remember their first match? Like, it was kind of the same thing. Like, when Kevin Owens and Cena fought, they at least threw a couple new things out at each other, you know? But with this one, I just felt it was the same moves. Now, freaking awesome, though, that AJ Styles won.
Yeah.
I think that was the best thing ever.
Yes. I you know what? I agree with you. There wasn't too much in here, but I will say this was the best match out of the three matches they've had together. AJ Styles, I don't think he actually does the attitude adjustment to John Cena, but JVL thinks so. I think he just spins him over in a fireman carry of some sort.
Yeah. He's like, oh, what an attitude adjustment. And they're like, God, he doesn't know. But it was, I mean, there were some great moves in it. I'm not saying the match was bad. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't really sitting there going like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? Like,
it was cool, though, to see AJ Styles pay homage to TNA with that Frankensteiner he did.
That was pretty sweet.
Though AJ Styles did some really cool, amazing aerial attacks. I think AJ Styles really shined in this match. That's not bashing Cena at all. I really like this match. Styles wins immediately, but instead of celebrating, they make him dip out immediately to have Cena have this moment where he puts his armband in the ring.
Yeah.
What was that about? Give it to Styles. He's the one who won the match. Why isn't he getting that TV time?
Yeah, I mean, like, you gave him that, but yet still Cena has to overshadow again. And it's just like, okay, are you turning heel? That's all I can guess. Like, that's the only thing, maybe. That's what it is.
No, shut up.
But no, he'll come back and he'll be all happy and giggly and stuff, so.
Can you see that in the creative department and be like, hey, listen, all right, so me as John Cena, I'm not going to be here for probably a couple months. So how about Styles wins? I'll give that to you, but I get the after ring time. And then after that, I want you guys to have AJ Styles wear a John Cena wristband until I return.
Dude, he's the face that runs the place now. I think they are stupid for letting Styles not get into WWE until now.
Well, you know what? I think he's just making up on missed time because he's doing well. Since he started it with us at Royal Rumble, he's been doing nothing but in main event matches.
Absolutely.
Next, the New Day put their titles up against the line against the Club.
What the?
Yeah, all right. Stewart comes out, does this really crappy opening promo. You know what, though? This doctor gimmick that the Club has, I'm enjoying that. It's funny.
I mean, I don't like funny gimmick guys. I'm not a fan. I won't like them. I'm sorry. I don't like Doc Gallows and them. You build these guys up to be these badasses, and now all of a sudden you just basically ascension them. You're not giving them any power to be that big heel tag team. They're just a gag now. So F you, writers. There's another one you messed up on.
Woods does that amazing elbow drop from catapulting off the top rope.
Right. That was sweet.
That was pretty cool. The Club ends up getting the Magic Killer on Woods, but before they could cover him, Stewart comes in and distracts him, which was just so cringeworthy until Big E finally comes out, which was dumb. Why would Big E be back there waiting the whole time in his ring gear?
Have him come out in his clothes.
Right.
That would have made more sense.
Exactly. Don't play us as fools.
Yeah, well, that's what they did this whole stupid pay-per-view.
Well, the New Day, I feel like the end is nigh with them sooner or later here. New Day's new priority on creative side should be doing nothing but pushing Big E. Because when the New Day does break up, whether Big E is face or heel when that happens, he should be a main eventer.
Yeah, he's good.
Absolutely. So I think that's the new agenda for the New Day, is should be pushing Big E as the main eventer that he should be. Nothing against Kofi and Xavier. I see a bigger title around Big E's waist.
Don't forget, he was the second NXT champion.
That's true. The match is a DQ, and then Big E drinks the formaldehyde jar from one of his nuts. That was gross.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
God, why? Whatever.
All right, the show-off, Dolph Ziggler, goes against the lunatic fringe, Dean Ambrose, for the WWE World Heavyweight title.
It whiffed. It whiffed. I was like sitting there, I'm like, okay, this should be a good match. I'm kind of bored with Dean Ambrose. He has like 4 moves.
Kind of felt like the heel in this match, am I wrong?
Kind of, but like, he's not original. It was just bleh. Like, there wasn't anything cool. Like, Ziggler was doing everything to sell like his moves, but I mean, let's be real. Like, Ambrose has like a moveset about as big as Roman Reigns.
I would say Roman Reigns at least is a little bit more active. Dean kind of just feels lazy in the ring sometimes. He doesn't move around, doesn't do too much. I don't know. Since his podcast interview with Stone Cold, he's just been wearing on me. It just sounds like he thinks he's bigger than he is, and he's not performing at the level he thinks he is. Also, it's about time to have Ziggler back as a heel.
Go back to being the show-off.
He was more over as a heel for how many years he was doing that than the time he's been as a face. And it's awesome the recognition he's got from like doing like the Survivor Series thing. But every week, I mean, now he's going for the IC title at the next pay-per-view Backlash. He's not going to win it. And if he does win it, so. He's just going to be holding it for somebody else. Do something interesting with Ziggler.
Go back to being this cocky show-off again. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why is that gone?
Oh, and then Dean goes over and shakes the ref's hand during when he breaks a headlock.
Yeah.
You want to move on?
Yeah, I hated it. Like, bleh.
Let's get on to a better match. Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Natalya, Eva Marie, and Alexa Bliss. Eva Marie doesn't show up because, of course, she's been suspended. So Eva Marie, they say that she's out on vacation due to stress from the hostile WWE Universe.
And who shows up?
Something in your eyes lets me see right through you. There's no mystery. What's on your mind? Something in the way I move must make you crazy. It's a mystery. I don't know why.
Okay.
Get out your best line. Take your best shot. On before. Don't take it hard when you fall flat on your face. You won't be all alone down there on the floor.
Great. I was so excited. Woo. And the crowd goes wild. What the hell? Who cares? This match was dumb, too.
I like this match.
It had no point.
I don't care if it had a point. It was still fun. It was still a good match. I think for a six-man diva match, this is probably one of the better ones. Naomi got a new entrance. I kind of like it.
Yeah, thank God, because before that song was terrible. It's still the same song, but it's played way better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, the black light, and when she turns around and shakes her ass, like,
Oh my God!
that was just great. That was just great.
Oh, she got a new finisher too. She does like this, like E-Honda, like spam of kicks.
Yeah, but why would that ever hurt? Like her butt hitting someone in the face, like that's like so much cushion.
But we're over it now.
2 soft feathery pillows. You know?
That glow in the dark. Yeah, so, and then also Nikki Bella gets a new finisher. It's like this, attitude adjustment into an RKO. She does like this rack attack thing, with a fireman carry and then throws it into an RKO on Carmella to win the match. Natalya, Eva Marie, and Alexa Bliss were the heels. So why do they have Nikki Bella show up on their team, who kind of is playing face here and gets a huge pop from the audience?
I can't even explain that to you.
Now, we get the last match of the night, P. The Master of the Universe Championship. Wait, this isn't the last match? We have 2 more matches after this? What the hell?
Oh, I know.
Why was this not the main event?
I don't know. I was baffled. I was completely baffled. That's when I really, like, lost a lot more interest. And I'm, like, so ticked because I'm such a huge Balor fan. And I'm a huge Rollins fan. And I was like, it's not the main event? What?
Do you see Vince like, all right, listen, Roman, I know we're punishing you, but we're still going to put you after the Universal Championship match.
I just couldn't believe it.
The Demon King Finn Balor versus the Architect Seth Rollins for the Master of the Universe Championship. Seth Rollins comes out looking like the original Xbox.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did look cool.
I love this match. I liked it.
Really felt like an NXT match, I would say, except for the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd was just more like burnt out from all the stupidity that was put before it.
Exactly. It's the morale of the crowd really sucked up the rest of this match.
They just really didn't care. And I'm like, why? Why is the crowd not into this at all?
I don't even blame the crowd, really. I blame WWE because they don't know how to handle an audience for that long.
No, they buried that crowd instantly. Like those matches before that preceded this, which was dumb because this match was great. It was a good match. You finally got something new. You got something fresh.
A lot of us, this was the match we were waiting for tonight.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome.
Yeah, the crowd just all over the WWE title, which I didn't mind the red one. I know I'm going to get heat for that, and I think it's because the CG pictures that they have on it make it look so nice and bright, but then you get the actual title, it looks like they just burnt it in the stove, like they were trying to make something out of a cookbook. That was my only issue. I liked it.
I didn't hate it. I thought the new belt was cool. I think it's fine. I've seen worse. The tag belt right now for Raw.
Yeah, the SmackDown ones, though, the new blue and silver, I like that. That's really nice.
Way cooler. But, yeah, the old black and copper, like, why don't you just make those red and silver then?
Yeah, exactly. But they won't. They'll keep them that way because it's tradition. All right, so Seth ends up throwing Finn into the corner of the outside barricade. This ends up tearing something in Finn's shoulder. They're also saying that there was some broken bones in there as well.
Still finish the match, though.
Yes.
So, not even mad, like, I'm mad that he's hurt.
Yeah.
And then people are saying, like, oh, Seth is too rough. That was on Balor. He threw his arm around the barricade and it hooked too hard.
I agree with you. Finn should not have put his arm up in that way, but also Seth did throw him quite a distance.
Yeah.
Seth does that finishing move in the ring where he throws him towards the turnbuckle, but I think he was too far away. I think there was miscommunication there between both of them. I don't see Seth being harmful to anybody else. By the way, Bret Hart, shut up.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear you anymore. Everything that you're saying is dated. You don't know what's going on in the current WWE product anymore.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Moving on, the United States Championship, Rusev defends his title with the ravishing Russian, Lana. They put up their U.S. title against the not-so-guy, Roman Reigns.
Dumb. God, dumb. And folks, I'm really sorry for being so negative, but you've heard me be positive. And when was I positive? When NXT put on an amazing event, and it kept me pulled in, it kept me entertained. I was into every match.
You said that with a question.
Well, no, I was into every match. This was boring. It was so boring. And then you have Reigns come out, they wrestle, the match gets called, so it doesn't even freaking happen. And actually, I was hoping it was because Reigns versus Rusev, I think would be a good rivalry.
Exactly.
And that would actually make that title be relevant.
Oh, yeah.
But no, they missed the opportunity. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, they don't even address it on Raw for 2 weeks.
I know.
How dumb. You just buried that rivalry.
I was excited about this match because I wanted to see Rusev win. Like, if they're saying it's true that Reigns is getting punished, what awesome way that to put Rusev over. And to have both these competitors have a really fun match together, I was really excited. I was pumped for this match. And then, yeah, the match gets called off because Rusev attacks Roman before the bell even rings. So the match never happens. So you have the WWE Universal Championship happen. Then you have the United States Championship, which is a match that has a no ending. And then we follow it up with the next match, which is the Beast Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman versus the Viper Randy Orton, which again doesn't really have a finish. Why have two non-finishes happen back to back as your main event? Why not put the Roman match before the Universal title? That way there's some break in a no finish back to back on a crowd that's already upset with how everything's turned out tonight.
So that happened. What the hell? I'm so ticked. So then we get into the main event. So I'm like, maybe Orton's going to do some cool stuff against Brock Lesnar. I remember telling people that WrestleMania, I actually wanted Orton versus Lesnar. I thought that would have been cool. I remember saying it, but no, we're 3 years later. And what the hell? I get it. Brock Lesnar is such a beast. Orton's taller than him.
Oh, there you go.
And he's just getting thrown around too. Like,
can we take a moment, Pete, to talk about the "Got Juice" sign that someone had when Lesnar walked down the ramp?
So good.
Highlight of the night right there. This match, oh man, yeah, it starts fast right away. Lesnar starts going in and just starts throwing punches and just knees at Orton. Now, you said when we predicted this that you thought Orton was winning. Not the case. Right away, you knew Orton wasn't winning this match.
Nope.
Like, he throws him into the table. Orton stumbles into the audience. Then Brock goes and says, hey, you're not part of the audience, and does this really scary throw into the table again on Orton. I was scared for that part.
Yeah, I was too. I was so scared. I was so scared that the fact that this is our main event. So then they get like a table and stuff, and for some reason everyone thinks that an RKO on the top of a table is so devastating. It's not. It
Especially
doesn't look
when
cool.
the table doesn't break.
Yeah. And then they get in the ring and Lesnar just takes his gloves off. And I think it was supposed to be like he was supposed to elbow him and like knock him out or put a little cut. Lesnar cuts his head open like the Grand Canyon. Like, did you see the pictures? It was disgusting.
It was brutal.
And then the ref's like, oh, hold on a second. No, ref, there was a hole in Orton's head. Just call it.
Yeah.
And like, I think Orton was even sitting there going, okay. And like, even after he showed pictures and he was like laughing, walking up the stage and stuff like that. But that was stupid. That was such a bad way to end it. Like, nobody comes out to stand up to Lesnar. Like, why doesn't the whole locker room come out and just be like, what the hell, dude? Something needs to change because this is getting stupid. Now, word on the street is they're building Lesnar up like the new Undertaker, like the Mania streak, but except Lesnar's just way more beastly. So I think they're going to have someone beat him, and that's how they're going to get a huge push. And I'm afraid it's going to be Braun Strowman.
Oh, I'm not even. I would welcome Braun Strowman because then you would at least give it to new talent in some sort. I'm worried it's going to be Goldberg.
Yeah, that too.
Why diminish your entire roster and just have them demolished by this part-timer just to have him beat again by another part-timer at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's character is not helping the WWE in the long run. It really isn't. I'm excited for Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton because I was excited for a legitimate match between Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. If Lesnar would have won this under different terms or just like a brutal match between both of them, awesome. But there's no one I can look at the locker room today and say that guy can beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
As the fantasy booker in my mind, I would be setting this up for Lesnar wanting the Universal Championship and going against our now current Universal Champion. Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
What's next for Lesnar?
I mean, he F5 Shane. Who cares?
Yeah, that's the other thing. So the SmackDown guys come down and are like, hey, that's our guy. Stop beating on him. And then Lesnar just F5 Shane. So is this setting up Shane McMahon versus Lesnar? I hope not.
I just want to say that it was so hard to try to think of something about this pay-per-view that I liked. And I think I had like two good things. AJ Styles, Cena was good, but it wasn't great. Balor winning was great. I thought that was a good move.
I would have rather had Rollins win it, but that's okay.
I don't know. I like the move. I would have liked it more if he never got hurt, but whatever.
All right, Pete. Main event of the night. Brock Lesnar versus Chris Jericho.
Yeah, this was great. I wish this was televised.
All right, let me set this up. According to multiple stories, Jericho came to the gorilla position just as the match ended to see if Orton was okay. He asked Michael Hayes if the finish was the actual finish. Hayes would not answer him, and this is when Jericho said that that's bullshit. Jericho said this just as Lesnar was coming back from the ring. Lesnar thought he was talking about the match and called Jericho a pussy. The two got face-to-face and started exchanging words in one version, and the other one was they were shouting at each other the whole time. Lesnar then pushes Jericho with one of his fingers, and Jericho does this kind of Rousey Tate forehead press and puts him into a lock. Jericho starts shoving him around as they're tangling up. Triple H tries to break it up but can't do it. Lesnar then starts asking Jericho to either punch him or kiss him. They finally get him broken up. They get back together and start fighting again. McMahon then comes in and starts getting them to separate and starts reaming on Jericho. Triple H then defends Jericho, saying that Lesnar had started it, and then Orton had to come backstage and assure Jericho that everything was okay.
Right? Hilarious. Because that was stupid. It was such a bad move. Like, that was a bad main event. You just ruined SummerSlam even more. Come on. Let's go. Figure it out. WWE, like, for some reason, your writers are so far out of touch, but yet, for some reason, NXT is so in touch. I wonder who's running what. I don't know if they were just trying to do it because he just won UFC, so they were like, oh, yeah, and Conor McGregor, which I think is also a work, that he was calling out everybody, that they were like, no, we're going to make this look brutal. And you could have made it look brutal, but just one elbow to the head. Like, why didn't Lesnar just like throw him through the barricade or, actually like throw him through a table? Do something.
Pete, dud of the night.
Oh God, the whole show. God, the main event, that was terrible. That was a terrible main event. That was a terrible way to end the show. It was such a bad event.
I'm going to go with Charlotte because she almost killed Sasha Banks tonight.
Yeah, you I'm part of the Banks Club.
All right, stud of the night, I'm going to go with The Miz for finally saying something to Daniel Bryan that I think a lot of people should have said to him a long time ago.
Even though it wasn't even at SummerSlam, he's your stud of the night. That's how bad SummerSlam was.
Yeah.
Mine's going to Naomi's butt. I've seen you grown for the past 3 years, and I've enjoyed your work in the ring. So thank you.
All right, some final thoughts here. Paige gets suspended for 30 days. Del Rio also gets suspended the same day, but not for the same drug. I don't even know what they are, but it doesn't matter. But it also sounds like Del Rio is not returning. So goodbye again, Del Rio.
Yeah, he's done. WWE, you squandered that. You ruined Del Rio. You had a good thing, and you ruined him. And that's why I just sit there, and I'm like, you only focus on 5 wrestlers, and you don't grow stories. Like, it almost freaks me out seeing these awesome people down in NXT, and it's like, I don't want them to get called up. I get nervous when they get called up. I liked watching the Vaudevillains. I don't want the Revival to get brought up. I know they'll get buried. They will not get a fan support. Like, I'm sorry, but the brand split, SmackDown's winning by far because they only have 2 hours to fill. Now, if Raw, when they get the cruiserweight, I think maybe they can work better with stories because they are going to dedicate time to just the cruiserweight, which is cool. I think that's a great idea. That way, then Raw, like, if you think about it, would be like 2 hours. Then you can fit stuff better in there.
Yeah, I'm kind of hesitant on that with the whole, like, what they're going to do with that cruiserweight hour. Is the first hour going to be cruiserweight? Are they going to spread it out? And how many of these things are going to be storylines that they're just going to end up scrapping the cruiserweight and just using all the cruiserweights that are going to be brought into this? There's so many unknowns to it.
Oh, WWE, fix it.
All right, man, so I think you've already said it, but yeah, I wanted to add a new segment to the end of these pay-per-views now. What brand won this month? And I agree with you. SmackDown won. SmackDown is winning. We're going to try this again at Clash of Champions and see if it's changed at all. But yeah, SmackDown's really, I think their talent is just more interesting. Their storylines are semi-interesting, and they're doing new things with these new championships. There's things going on with Daniel Bryan and The Miz. It's just fun. Just get rid of Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, absolutely. I could even see Miz being the champion at SmackDown if he keeps that heel character up.
Right. So another thing, WWE Live is coming to our area.
Woo-hoo!
And this will be my first wrestling event ever. I'm so excited. So
Give me my fourth.
We're going to do a special show for that. Me and Pete and another guy of ours named Tony. We're going to sit down and do a special thing for that. We're just telling Pete right now.
Okay, cool. Didn't know. Nice icebreaker.
You're right?
Am I getting replaced?
No.
I told you the event was bad. I warned you. You know what? I love NXT. Go watch the CWC and be happy again.
Oh, we didn't even grade SummerSlam. What do you want to grade it?
F.
All right, I'm moving to F2. There was nothing.
I don't
in this
even
pay-per-view.
You have 2 good matches out of 6 hours. No, you get an F. That's like getting 2 out of 10 on a test. Now, if you do the percentage-wise, that's 20%. What's that? An F.
Not a perfect 10. Not a Ty Dillinger. That's it, Pete. That's the Full Nelson Press episode 43 WWE SummerSlam 2016 edition. Anything else you want to add?
God, I almost stole your line.
I know you did. I stole yours a couple weeks ago.
So,
hey, wait, before
what?
Eva Marie died right here, Black.
Oh, like her soul. We're leaving on that one.
We're leaving it on that. Suck a butt.
Yeah, but...
Hey, thanks for listening to the show.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and like this video.
Leave us a comment. We might even read it on our next show.
And I'll try not to berate you, but no promises.
If you're listening to this on iTunes, please subscribe and leave us a review. You have no idea how much that helps.
I guess Stitchers has a thumbs up button now, so that's a thing.
You can find us on Facebook, Wrestling Amino, Tumblr.
Or just search for the Full Nelson Press on any social media site.
You can also go to thefullnelsonpress.com for all of our past episodes and original WWE art created by yours truly.
Go watch some wrestling.